What's going on? Another day in the garage. I think today I'm gonna install my transmission. Um, K20 Z3 transmission with LSD and 4.7 final drive. The that's the '06 Civic Si transmission, and same gear ratio as the Type S transmission, which is currently in my car. Both 6-speed. So the advantage I'm getting is 4.7 final drive and LSD. Now, I recorded the process that you needed to do with this transmission as far as modifying it to fit into your 0204 Civic 0204 RS6 motor. But half my files got all jacked up, so I'm trying to put the video together, but it's just giving me a hard time because it was supposed to be a full explanation on how to modify the Z3 Trans into your car, but you know, that's the downside of recording off my phone and all that bullshit. But I'm gonna keep this process short just because I only got 10 gigs on my phone, and I really want to edit this on iMovie because it's a lot better than what I have on my computer. So, um, I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing apart this transmission, and hopefully by the end of today, get that transmission all bolted up in my car. First things first, I'm gonna jack the car up with jack stands, take off my wheels, and then I'm gonna remove pretty much everything attaching to the top of the transmission. I think the complicated thing is going to be the starter, because the bolts to the starter also bolts to the tranny, and there's really not much room to get in between there. But that, the shifter mechanism, I'm going to pull out the shifter cable holders, and axles, half shaft, so that way I'm not fighting two shafts, one from the tranny, one from the half shaft. So I'm going to remove that. Probably the mount's going to come out, and then radius rod, because that's going to be in the way down there of the transmission from coming out. I got a lot of room up in the front. Remove the slave cylinder for the clutch intake, and then let's get it rolling. Okay, so I've pulled out all the sensors, shifter cables and bracket, shifter mechanism, plugs, ground, slave cylinder. I just got to take out the starter, axle, and rear motor mounts. Transmission should be ready to drop. Radius rod got to come out so that way it doesn't interfere with me dropping it. Oil has been drained. So I got this right stuff, right, that Adam LZ uses, and this shit does dry up pretty quick, and it's a 1-minute gasket maker compressed in a can, and that's what I use to seal up this transmission right here. So part of the write-up and part of the modification that you got to do to this transmission to make it work in your car is using the RSX shifter mechanism, because that shifts the opposite way. I haven't really tried it, but that's what the write-up said, that this mechanism shifts the opposite way of this shifter. And because I'm using the RSX Type S shifter cable and box, I'm going to use this per the write-up. It says that 3 of the 4 bolts is going to line up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that one back out. Now in my write-up that I did, the video that, I don't know, it corrupted somehow, I showed how to do all of this, and I did not seal this portion right here, which needs to be sealed here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off before I continue on the car. I'm going to take this off, put that one on, the RS6 Type S on here, seal it so that way it's sealed and dried up when I do put it in the car, so I don't have to do like a waiting period or whatever it is. But I'm going to do that first before I continue pulling everything out of here. And so I have mistaken. The surface of the RSX shifter mechanism completely seals across this whole opening, but only these two bolt in and these two are completely off. So I can either drill, let me see. I think it's tricky. There's so much mechanism on here that okay, so you can see there are two that are not bolted up, one being right here on the top, one being on the left, and the two on the bottom actually matches up. I can maybe drill and tap it, I don't know, but if you seal it, put a bolt on here, maybe put a bolt on that side right there with a washer to kind of like compress it down, it'll work. I might drill and tap it, but definitely gonna install that now. So I went ahead and I drilled out that hole right here into the aluminum itself and threaded it with a couple 10 mils to get that thread in that aluminum. Oh, sorry. To get that thread threaded into the aluminum. So right now I got 3 are able to bolt down, and this one is not going to be bolted at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this shifting mechanism now on, and I'm going to go ahead and bead the whole edge. I'm doing the edge just because the shifter mechanism is not the same shape as this opening on the Z3 tranny. So I'm just doing the inner edge and then around the bolt hole that are going to be bolted down to. I gotta adjust the nozzle on this thing so that way I can compress it more. Arm is shaking because no stability. I think the lid might have came off. Oh shit. That one's getting bolted. This one's getting bolted. And this one already had some. A little bit more right here. Alright. RSX shifter mechanism. Try to hold this in place. Get the other bolt bolted in. Get it nicely centered. And then the other one I got is a tad bit shorter. That's going in here. And this one's not bolted. But 3 is good. It's definitely sealed. You can see the compression between the gasket right there. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, reverse. We are golden. So I pulled the axles out, and then a few of the 17 mil that holds the transmission to the block underneath the car, as well as the rear motor mount. Drop the transmission. It's fairly simple. I wish I had a clutch kit to put on while I'm doing this, but you know, with no funds or anything like that, I'm gonna have to use this clutch that was currently on the car, still is on the car. It does have an aftermarket flywheel. It looks like it's a pretty light flywheel, but it looks like a stage 2 clutch or whatever. It didn't slip before, so I'm hoping that it's not gonna slip this time around. But I am definitely going to get a action clutch stage 6 puck in the near future. I've already swapped everything I need off the Type S transmission onto the Z3. The rod bearing is in there. It's already greased up. So now I'm gonna attempt to put this on myself. Alright, so I got some plugs plugged up. I got the shifter bracket bolted in place. So on the write up it says only 2 of the bolts would line up out of the 3 or 4, I think out of 3. So it's going to be the one closer to the trans mount, and then the other one is going to be on the bell housing towards the engine. But looking straight down, there's another bolt that lines up right here in the middle, but it's a 10 mil. These are 12, that's a 10. So that lined it up, and I was able to put 3 bolts. So this is definitely in place. Shifter is in place. Shifter cable, sorry. So I'm gonna put the rear mount on, do the slave, and then reattach everything underneath the car, axles, and trying to keep this short because I don't got that much memory on my phone, but it's pretty much reverse process from here. Procrastination at its best. I took lunch, a long ass time eating my food while watching PS for build, but everything in the transmission side is reinstalled. Intake, sensors, ground, axles are done. I just gotta throw the wheel back on, and then everything underneath the car is done. One mistake was I did not go get a Honda transmission fluid, so there's no fluid in there. I'm running the VSS right here, the electric VSS instead of my cable driven one right here, is because I overbored the hole, and the single cam VSS doesn't sit you know, snugged in the hole, causing the gear to not match the differential ring gear, causing it to not read speedo. So this is bolted. I tapped the back of the hole. You can't really see it, but I tapped the back of the hole and bolted the speedo in place, which holds the speedo straight down to where it's at. Other than that, I turned the car on. Everything seems good. I won't know if it throws a check engine light for VSS until I drive the car. Probably won't do that until tomorrow when I put the transmission fluid in. And the VSS wire through the CJ tuck harness is already wired into my car. So with the electrical VSS, if the speedo is, you know, making contact with the ring gear and the diff and is reading speed, the ECU will read speed, but my cluster won't because it's mechanical driven. And so yeah, that's gonna probably conclude this video, just because can't do much as of now other than putting the fluid in tomorrow and driving it and see the LSD mark. Wait, it's funny because that's my track from the open diff Type S transmission. It was both wheels spinning off the launch, and that was the launch when I first threw on the slicks. So I mean, the LSD should guarantee both wheels to be spinning, because I don't know how I got both of those to spin off the line, but it did. Anywho, so this is going to conclude the video. Simple transmission swap going from the RSX Type S 4.4 final drive non-LSD to the Z3 LSD 4.7 final drive. Now I'm hoping this transmission is going to definitely help me get a better time next weekend at Raceworz event, Sacramento, California, August 12th. If you guys are in the area, you guys want to see some drag racing, some car shows, some beautiful ladies, be sure to come by, have a fun-filled day. And if you guys haven't already checked out the Built to Drive website, I'll put the link in the description below. Just a few of the things that we carry on the website. You know, every support truly helps. This is the Built to Drive sticker logo. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. We also have built to drive hashtags. We have these also black, white, as well as the other one. And we might have teal, I'm not sure yet. We have the 10K built to drive t-shirts. This is an image of my CRX at the burnout box at the raceway. We also got some I Feel It stickers. I don't know if you can see it. I Feel It. We also have those in black and white. And we also have them printed on tees. I Feel It. Pretty self-explanatory, right? I Feel It. So every proceed will definitely help fund the channel. Maybe help me get a new camera as well, because I'm really tired of recording off my phone. But definitely check out the link below. This video is better than no video, right? I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Peace.